Hello collectors, and today we're going to be looking at the Obi-Wan Deluxe version from Hot Toys, 1/6 scale figurine. Been looking to review this fella for quite a while now, narrowly missed my top 10 actually, as a piece, as a set. This is really nice, and ticks an awful lot of boxes. Speaking of boxes, here is the Deluxe version box itself. Nice artwork, shows you the accessories and everything that it comes with. Quite a lot to get through with this one, so without further ado, let's open him up and have a look. Here we are, Wan-Kenobi in all his glory. This is the classic scene, as I'm sure we're all aware of, where he finds out Anakin has betrayed the Jedi and turned to Emperor Palpatine. Great scene, and look at that for a figure, awesome. Really nice diorama that, I think. I think if you're going to get this figure, it's very difficult to resist not having this diorama as part of the set. Also comes with a few extras like Luke Skywalker as a baby when he goes to safely escort them away from the grips of Anakin Skywalker, soon to be Darth Vader. The bases, I should just quickly comment, they're from Han Solo and Chewbacca. The reason I've done that is I just kind of wanted to elevate the figure and the diorama as a set, and I thought it actually made quite a nice base. It's not the base it does come with, but I will do some poses to show his ability to get you in all sorts of poses. It's a true type body, so it'll be lots of fun doing that with this one. And I'll also turn the lights off in a sec just to show you how good the light effect is on the diorama piece. Looking at the head sculpt, that's pretty cool, huh? I like the way the light reflects nicely off the glossy eyes. And the robe's worth mentioning too. It's really, as far as the new episodes go, the new figures from Hot Toys, really hangs and drapes well, which I thought Anakin's, if you could to fault that, it didn't do so well as this one does. It's got a really nice drape to it, which is just what you need with the Obi-Wan figure. So there's the first pose. I'll get him posed up in another one, or actually I'll turn the lights off just to show you the light background, so I think it really works well. And there we have it. Bearing in mind it is the daytime, it's actually early morning. It's a really powerful LED kind of light on that. I think really shows it off phenomenally well. What better way to see the head sculpt than that? That's incredible. To me, that's the main draw with these figures. If you get a really good likeness on the head sculpt itself, then you're on to a winner. And in my eyes, the companies that do that the best are definitely Hot Toys, Blitzway and Enterbay. There's a few customizers out there that also know what they're doing, but consistency, I think you'd have to give it to Hot Toys. They get the major licenses, and their sculptors and painters, Arnie Kim, JC Hong, are definitely worth a mention because their work is incredible. Arnie Kim, I don't think works for them anymore, but he did the Superman, I believe. He also went over to Blitzway and did the Carlito's Way. So yeah, what an artist. Okay, this pose I've pretty much gone for a stance pose if he's in a fighting position with the robe on. Just to give you an idea on the rotating base. And that looks pretty cool. As I said, the robe itself is quite easy to drape it's got no wiring in it, and sometimes you do want that with a figure. I find fiddling around just to get that look is not always achievable when you've got a wire in the cape, or should I say robe. And yeah, I think that works nicely. Okay, for this pose I've gone for a striking pose, like opening up with the lightsaber. You can imagine he's just confronting a droid or something, or maybe even Anakin. It's been quite a while since I've seen this film, to be quite honest with you, but I liked it. It's pretty good. I'll just give you an idea of the garments he's wearing underneath the robe. I've had to put the rotating base away because he kept falling over, and to get dynamic poses at all and have that rotating base, he just kept falling over, so I would have gone mad to keep doing that, to be honest, and there's only so much time in a day, so that's why the rotating base has gone for a burden in this review, and I'll just stick to the posing from now on from this view as you see it. Getting back to the figure, I think the robe underneath is really, really nice. Nice clean material, although it does have signs of wear, as you'd expect from the film. The strap, or the belt should I say, is really nicely detailed. That part there is where the lightsaber holds. I'll show that in another pose. And it hangs really well. This bit here, I've got the Darth Maul, that comes wired on the Darth Maul version. It doesn't have that in this particular garment. One thing I think is very striking with this figure is the boots. I find them really nice. Very eye-catching, really well made. Like nice light leather colour, which is really appealing rather. And they articulate well, as not all boots do, as I'm sure people familiar with posing Hot Toys figures are aware. They can be quite a nightmare at times. But I think that's a nice pose. Nice striking piece this, if I don't say so myself. Get some nice shadows on the head sculpture. Adds to that realism, I think. This pose I've gone for the, like he's blocking a strike from either Anakin or something. I thought it works quite well. It's quite a movement pose. Gives you a good idea of his articulation. And just also to explain, I don't use crotch grabbers. I always try and avoid them because in my eyes it takes away a little bit from the piece. Does mean posing is that much more difficult, more of a challenge. But I do think it's worth it for the overall look. It's a pretty nice pose. I'm up against it with time a little bit, so these poses aren't as crisp as they would be left in my collection, but just to give an idea in this review, I want to mix it up a bit and just put some poses in. I think the feet, for example, I would adjust slightly better if it was to stay like this in my collection, but nonetheless I think that works quite well. You get the idea. I do have the Anakin piece. I do also have Darth Maul, but in another posing video I will set them up in a couple of fight scenes that you can really grasp the realism of the pieces and match them up to some film stills. I think will be quite a challenge. Something I'd be quite up for doing. So there is Wan-Kenobi deflecting another lightsaber or a blast. There's There's another pose. I thought I'd go, you've got to use that force hand for something. It's there for a reason. And here he's being quite dynamic in his abilities to use his lightsaber and use the force. I think that works pretty well. I'd love to, if possible, hide the joints as you can see here, but it's kind of difficult. One nice thing with these Star Wars figures from Hot Toys is definitely the posability options. I think there's all sorts of things you can do. They come on like a true type body, which does allow you to come up with all kinds of poses, to be as dynamic as you like. And this guy comes with many options. I think this might look good with the robe on as well, actually. Again, just a little comment on the film itself. It's been quite a while since I've seen it. I did see it in the cinemas. It was the one I really wanted to see. It was obviously where they would show you how Darth Vader was made. And yeah, I kind of liked it. Again, it's not the originals. They are my personal favourites, probably due to nostalgia reasons also. I'm a big fan of the first three, which I know are, how does it go now, 4, 5 and 6. Whereas these are the prequels, being 1, 2 and 3. And this one is from the third film in that prequel series. Yeah, I kind of like that pose. I thought Ewan McGregor was a good Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought that he was casted quite well. And yeah, lived up to the billing. One mild criticism I'd say you could probably have with the materials on, well, not the materials as such, as a poser with these figures, I would like to see some wiring in the lower part of the robe here. I think that would definitely add to the options available, like particularly in that final fight scene where there's all hell breaking loose, and with movement I find it helps create that movement effect that you can achieve well with these kinds of figures. There's a mild minor criticism. And again, the Darth Maul does have that. He has the wiring in these parts of his robe, which I think really works well for his ability to pose like a wind effect kind of look. You get that with a lot of capes in the Hot Toys figures. But other than that, this guy is a lot of fun. Okay, this pose I've gone with another way of using the force, almost like he's falling back. And one thing that definitely helps out with posing is the ability to switch out hands that add to the effect that you're trying to go for, and this is one in the film that he uses. It's kind of a nice pose, just the falling back effect. This was on the Hot Toys advertising for the product. I think that works kind of well. It's a nice looking figure, really nice. Zoom in on the head sculpt, get another angle here. Anyone who hasn't watched the film, it looks like he's going to poke someone's eyes out or something. He's not. It's the Force. Here's this next pose, a nice simple variant of what you can do when you put the robe on. As simple as that may be, I think it really works. That's really nice. And again, the robe has a very nice drape to it, doesn't have any wiring in, which allows it to rest with minimal effort. However, I may contradict myself here. With some other figures, you do want to have some, particularly with capes, you want some wiring to achieve some dynamic poses to give different variants to the figure, particularly with capes and superheroes. You want them to look like they're flying, to capture those scenes that you see in the memorable films. But in this case, I think it definitely works. The natural drape of the robe is something that I think looks really nice. Big fan of the Star Wars films in general, and even the new ones, which has got a lot of flack, to be fair, but I still really like them. The music by John Williams is second to none, makes a film in my opinion, and that's where I think some films just don't hit off, they don't get the music right. One it sticks to mind, the first two Terminator films, I know we're going off on a tangent here, but the first two Terminator films, what a soundtrack. Very gripping in the first film, very horror, kind of science fiction vibe, very 80s as well. And they also amped it up with a 90s version in Terminator 2. But you'll notice in Terminator 3, almost no music. And I found that was a crime, and it just didn't add any tension, any drama, or anything too special at all. Gone off on a tangent there on a completely different film. However, one thing that has stayed consistent with the Star Wars films is the classical music, that being John Williams, who I find has an enormous array of hits that stand the test of time and continue to do so. So there's a nice simple pose for Wan-Kenobi. I'll do a couple more poses and then I'll wrap the review up, and I'll also finish off by showing you the box and exactly what you get in the clasping trays. Okay, this is the final pose of my Hot Toys Obi-Wan Kenobi Deluxe review, and I had to include the baby Luke Skywalker accessory from the set. And it's quite a biblical look to this pose. Very much so. We all know what reference I'm using there. But classic scene in the film where he delivers Luke Skywalker to the future parents, or adopted parents, away from his real father, being Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker. It's a relatively simple pose. And again, the natural drape on the figure helps an awful lot with no fussing around basically with any wires or anything that would hinder the look. And let's try and zoom in on the baby itself. Cradling Luke Skywalker there. A newborn baby. Be having one of those soon myself. Already got one, second one on the way. About 2.5 months away now. My God, does it change your life being a father? Still, you can't allow that to interfere with hobbies and interests. If anything, it only enhances them. So yeah, nice pose to finish up on. Any questions or comments, please leave in the comment section. I'd love to hear your feedback. Again, these reviews, I don't want to say rush, because I don't want to rob the viewers of the quality of the figures. They're not as in-depth reviews as some YouTubers out there. I try and add my little take on each and every piece, and that mainly is to do with posing and getting to see them in all different forms of light. So, and sometimes posing can take a while, and sometimes time is not what I've got in abundance, so. But there you have it, there's the Hot Toys Obi-Wan Kenobi Deluxe version. And to leave, I think I will just go over the box and its contents just to show you what you get, because I've had this figure for, what, 6 months now? And even I forgot that you get one of the droids included, which is a battle damaged droid, which would be a good diorama piece for either this guy or my Anakin Skywalker. So there we have it. Okay, as promised, here is the box and the accessories that I may not have mentioned or shown you in the video. These are the alternative hands. I've switched and swapped some of them around already. That's the lightsaber arm, so that comes with batteries. You switch out the arm and switch it over so you get the lightsaber to light up. I've not put the batteries in yet, which is those style batteries. I have done with the diorama base, but not for the lightsaber yet. Always a little bit worried about that because I don't want batteries to remain dormant in the figure, and you could have issues with leaking over time. Also, you get the basic stand, which I've not used, and that's actually fallen off the nameplate. Star Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, and you get alternative. Or do you get alternative? Yeah, you do. There's two different pieces to change the base, which is kind of a nice idea, but I generally don't use these sort of bases that much. Also, what comes included is this really awesome droid, want for a better word. I can't remember the name exactly of what these droids slash robots are called. And he's obviously a battle damaged one that comes with the gun, laser, blaster, forgotten what you call that as well. But I'm going to get that out actually and put with my Anakin as a bit of a diorama piece, because I've left my Obi-Wan as it stands in the last pose that I showed you. So yeah, that's the box in its entireties. You also get the slip cover, which is a really nice bit of artwork. It's a nice box, this, definitely a very nice box. And it's always a bonus when you get to see the actual figure itself on the artwork of the box, so you know exactly what you're buying. And there's all sorts of poses going on there, which I think really, really sells the figure. It does to me anyhow. But that's how I've left my Obi-Wan Kenobi for now. It's a pose I've never used before, and instead of having the diorama base, I've gone with that for now. Because I thought, first time only, if you don't shake it up every now and then, it can become a little bit stagnant. As good as the diorama base is, and that probably will be my favourite look to have him in, I've gone with that one. So yeah, that does it for my review. Please like, comment and subscribe. Again, any feedback is always appreciated. Would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Just a quick scan again of the collection. Any reviews that you'd like me to do, or some poses, or any suggestions really, I'll be happy to hear from you, get your thoughts and feelings. And the droid, as I said, for my Anakin, which I will more than likely do a review for next, I think will look pretty cool with him. And as far as a pose down goes, or some dynamic posing, as he's got the lightsabers there, all I've got to do is lower the lightsabers and put Count Dooku in from that classic scene that we saw from the movie, where his head is no more. So yeah, that's to come. Some more posing options. I love to replicate scenes from the film. So yeah, I hope you like the video review of my Obi-Wan Kenobi. Please like, comment and subscribe. You can also find me on Instagram at Harvey's Hub. Thanks for watching.